Welcome to this Florida Shots bidirectional interface tutorial. For quite a few years we've been connected to Florida Shots. You enter the shots into Allscripts and it uploads them throughout the day to the Florida Shots Immunization Registry. First week of October 2019, we are now querying Florida Shots off of the appointment lists, and it will download immunizations that it believes are unique and able to be downloaded into the chart, and it will take potential duplicates and throw them into the orders area of the chart to be managed by the practices. Some of these workflow changes were not evident to us. We were given some information but not complete information, but we will learn from this, and in the end think that we will benefit from the automation of getting this information into our pediatric charts and adult charts as well. So the focus will be initially on the Immunizations tab. So depending on the way that your chart view is set up, the Immunizations, typically for most TMH views, is going to be on the right half of the chart viewer, or if you're in a note, it will also be on the right half of the note authoring area. And you may have varying sizes of space allowed to you. This is a good opportunity to use the tiling button here if you did want to get a better view of the immunization. So a tiling view would give you some more space to work with. And you have this view that you can also move over. So for my purposes, I'm going to move this over and we'll learn what we need to learn this way. So immunization info that is pulled in by Florida Shots will say so in the hover breadcrumb. So here we have, unfortunately, a hepatitis B duplicate that has filed in for a patient, and you can see the source here is the Florida Registry, Immunization Registry, Florida Shots. So even though this entry by our clinical staff was uploaded to Florida Shots exactly as it is, it still did not recognize it as a duplicate, and it filed it into our chart as well, even though it's the same date, same immunization. So this is one of the unfortunate issues that we are dealing with after going live, and more to come on how we will cope with these duplicates. But saying this was a brand new patient to the practice, then these immunizations would file in and save the nursing time from having to record those if it's someone that's needing to be done. So automated download of immunizations with a risk of duplicates showing up now on our immunization flow sheet. That's kind of the primary thing going on with this bidirectional. But the other issue is that if the system does recognize that there are duplicates, it will throw up this little orange message here: patient has unverified immunizations. And so this could be potential duplicates. It could also be that the immunization that Florida Shots is trying to put into our charts does not match up with a dictionary item, and it doesn't really have a proper place to put it. It's much like the medication history download when you get medication history of something that's in all capital letters. It's there for information only, but it's not very easy to add to the chart. And so the main one we're seeing, this is for the 2009 season, there was an H1N1 influenza. And so we're getting hundreds of H1N1 influenza entries that are going into the unverified immunizations area. And for many of you, you may have seen that you were getting tasks for that as well. But the key thing is unverified immunizations can't be managed here, and you can't click to them. You have to go to the Orders tab. So going to the Orders tab and then making sure that you have in your right-click menu, showing potential duplicates. So that's checked off to show potential duplicates as opposed to hide them. By switching to all orders and leveraging your expander button here, you can find what it is. Okay, there's those duplicates. If I wanted to confirm, yes, we got an 8819 and a 61319 Prevnar. So PCV 8819, 61319, yes, those are duplicates. And this potential duplicate Bidirectional here is manifested in the, the DTAP being one of the components of Bidirectional. Here you go, we gave this at our site. And so yes, these are indeed duplicates, and you can click and drag to highlight all of them, or use your shift or control keys, but click and drag works real well. Right click, remove. And I will tell you that most of the time, thus far that I can tell, there is these potential duplicates are pretty much always going to be some kind of duplicate, or it's going to be some kind of item that can't be very easily added to the chart. So for that reason, many of them will just, probably 90+% of them will just end up getting removed, unless there's some special case with a new patient that the information is helpful, because it may very well have some important dates of when some kind of immunization, that's an unverified immunization, not necessarily a duplicate. So you see, now that I manage those unverified medicines, that alert has gone away. Then the one other box we haven't discussed yet here is the forecast information. So nurses, typically part of their daily process is to log into Florida Shots, search through the 500 names of that patient to find the one that they need, and go to the Florida Shots forecast to see what immunizations are going to be likely be expected to be given that day. This really, even though you can't print blue forms from within Allscripts and they will have to go to Florida Shots anyway, this really could help with the prep work, cut down on the amount of time that they're having to do patient searches, because they will be able to come into the immunization flow sheet and look at this forecast information. And they can either do a screen print, or they can do transfer of information, and then especially early on, if they wanted to compare to what the information is showing Florida Shots, just to show that whether it's the same or not. Certainly, while this patient has had some previous immunizations and it's not really showing here, which may be a result of some of the bumps in the road of we just turned this on, and this is really the first or second day of data. So I expect these immunization forecasts to really mimic and mirror what they're spending extra time accessing within Florida Shots. The immunization forecast, I think, is going to be one of the important time savers for clinical staff, or giving doctors a little bit more information when that other Florida Shots information is not immediately in front of them, where they can see this immunization forecast data. So the other, pulling in immunizations automatically, even if they are duplicates, is kind of that key thing that's going to happen. Unverified immunizations that will be in the orders tab in a section called potential duplicates, or in a section called unverified items here. The tasking, yes, when these unverified items come in, they do generate a verify imported item task. And we are working to have those tasks not be readily visible initially until we have a better plan because we really do not want these tasks being in the active task list for doctors when there are much more important messages we want the providers to have access to in those lists. So initially kind of getting this task delegated, meaning out of the active task list, moving it to a separate holding area, really having, if you're going to work these, you really should be working them at those well child visits, coming to the immunization history area, using the forecast button, seeing whether there's unverified immunizations and trying to reconcile by going to the orders tab, and reconciling those immunizations. That's going to be the ideal workflow rather than the tasking workflow. The tasking workflow is not going to be timely. The task itself does not take you to the right area. It takes you to the medications tab. So even more confusing there to know what what that task is trying to direct you to do. So be patient as we work with Allscripts on the duplicate entry issue for guidance, whether we really should be going in and finding the proper immunization to act on it, whether to enter it an error to help get the duplicate off of the list, or is there another different workflow that they would want us to do, as well as to try to fix this. When it's the exact immunization that we have given and uploaded to Florida Shots, there really is just no reason why these duplicates should not be recognized and prevent their download and this extra work. So yes, new technology, new problems. Hopefully in the end, there's an overall net positive benefit to the manual work that clinical staff are doing. I think there's some big wins here with adult patients that are getting immunizations at hospitalizations that are going to Florida Shots or at pharmacies, and that information coming into Allscripts to help with those adult immunizations for pneumococcal disease, zoster, Tdaps. I think we're really going to get some long-term benefit here as we continue to navigate some of the rocky terrain of these kind of newer technologies. So I hope this has been helpful for you, and don't hesitate to reach out to us with further questions. If any doctor really wants to be keeping track of their verify imported items tasks, hey, let us know. We can give you a little separate my verify imported items task list entry so that you can be looking at those whenever you want. Otherwise, I really think we should be managing this information from the well child physical workflow in the immunizations tab, and then going to the orders tab to manage those unverified or potential duplicate immunizations. And 90+% of the time, we're really going to just remove them because they're not of value, they can't be easily added, or they're already duplicates. All right, have a great day.